On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we got prime-time players, right, Tanner?
Big-time players step up in big games.
Because we got a lot of big games this week, right? Or this season. We got Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night. We got island games. And all of these games we're excited to watch because the Commanders are here, man.
Yep, and we're going to Madrid.
And we're going to Madrid. And we're going to have some tapas food.
Yeah.
Anna comes in and talks to us about that. It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and as always Santana Moss.
Hi.
And guys, it's good to be back. Good to see you. And Fred, what you got there? What is that?
Well, Command Center football.
Command
podcast.
Center football. That's
Yes.
merch, man.
Yeah, merch.
And you know, if you want to get merch,
Stress ball.
right?
I'm trying to create my own.
What? No, we're talking about this merch right now.
All right.
Talking about this merch right now. So this is the merch, right?
Yep,
Command
yep.
Center Podcast Football. It's a squeezy ball. If you want merch, you got to come to a live event. So we have a live CC pod this Friday, May 23rd, Tom's Watch Bar, Navy Yard, and we have surprise guests.
Yes.
We got giveaways, merch, other stuff. The Command Force is going to be there. It's going to be a great event. So if you're in the area, make sure you come out. And if you're not from the area, right, and you want some merch, right now the only way you can get it is at a live event. Please leave us a comment at ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com.
ThatHawkOutside.
And we'll have some weird way of determining whether or not you can get a
outside.
football.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
everyone
most
loves free stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Swag.
and you guys love us. You guys have been really supportive of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And so come out to the show and we'll make sure you get some free stuff.
That's what's
We'd love
up,
to see
man.
you out there.
And last time we was at Tom Watch Bar Live, it happened to be at the same time as a Nats game going on. So it was like Nats fans conversion with Oriole fans, conversion with Commanders fans. It was a good mesh in there.
That's cool.
So if it's a baseball game, which I don't know so far, is there's one going on, yes, just pull over before you get to the stadium. Come holler at me, Tanner, Logan. We'll have a
I'll be
little
there,
chat.
too.
We'll be there.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. And so again, we will sign autographs. We'll take pictures. We love to talk to you guys.
babies.
Again,
Yeah, the Fred.
Yeah. Johnny, sometimes you gotta be up there and take the picture. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so that's going on this Friday. And again, I think, what is that? The Tom's Watch Bar, Navy Yard is kind of close to where where RFK is at.
Yeah.
And as you know, if you've been following stadium news, like we'll give you updated, we'll kind of try to keep you updated best we can. But if you want to be up to the second, every single possible thing,
Yeah.
make sure you check out the website. So visit commanders.com/new stadium where you can sign up to learn more and show your support. And that's really important. Really got to show that support for the
RFK.
stadium because I think we're all excited about it.
RFK.
Yeah, Fred's ready to go.
RFK. RFK. The big question is, do we take a little bit of the bleachers out of there? We got to have some nostalgia that we got to keep.
Yeah.
Do we keep a cornerstone, meaning an original stone of the building, and add it to the new building as a cornerstone? Or do we keep a little bit of the
You
stadium?
do have like a really good, you should get into that part of this business because you do have a really good feel for like creative, like I was just thinking about like when you said that, it'd be nice if like one section of the seats was like the traditional
original.
seats or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I played in there
They
obviously.
sell out every time.
Yeah.
Especially from these fans. I said they would sell out every time.
Yeah, I don't care if it's just a little piece of rock that everybody rub before
Yeah.
we walk in the game, like Clemson. Like, I just think when you got something that historic,
Yeah.
you got to
it.
keep a piece of that history.
You do have a great awareness for that though. Like I forget we were talking about something else, but yeah, you're always thinking like a couple steps
Next
ahead and
level,
how to
yeah.
kind of keep the history, keep the tradition, even though things have changed, names changed, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's still the same team, same organization, which is awesome.
Hey guys, we have Hail Tales coming back this year, and one of the episodes is all about RFK.
Yeah.
And the last game at RFK specifically.
Yeah.
And when that game ended, it was a Monday night game, I believe, against Dallas.
Yeah.
Fans brought hacksaws and wrenches and cut their seats out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like went down to the field and took up to. So there
I
are
know
people
they took some
out there.
I know they
that
took some of
have
the
original
soil.
seating.
I know they took plugs of the soil, which I'm sure just straight dirt right now.
Yeah.
Like bags of dirt.
Yeah, there was one fan that we interviewed that like planted it in his backyard. So
Yeah.
and then he like kept growing it. So his
Yeah.
whole backyard
It's
is
RFK
just
grass.
RFK field.
Hey, we need him to send us a picture of
That'd
this.
be sick,
I need
yeah.
him to send us a picture of this. But yeah, you got to keep them little nostalgic things involved in there because it's just more reason to come.
Yeah, and Hail Tales is the podcast that is
Yeah,
like the
it's
historic
like
kind
a
of
documentary
Yeah.
podcast.
Relive the
Yeah,
past.
Tana's got an episode.
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh, do you?
all about
Is it
Tana.
coming up?
Yeah. It'll come out. So it all comes out this summer.
You see how you see how they want to put me on. He said, "Oh, do you?" I guess he just said it.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah, I talked about this, and you
I
were
think
just
it's
like,
gonna be narrated by Robert Griffin III.
Oh, boy.
Okay, back on track.
yeah, back on track.
So yeah, if you want a football, so you can throw it
Yeah.
at Fred.
Yeah, throw it at Fred.
Hey, I want my ball back too, though.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
my ball.
Yeah, so Hand Tales will come out this summer, July 4th, targeting date, somewhere in there.
That was a really cool show.
We have a bunch of
that is. I mean, it's not.
You got
it is a
to
cool
subscribe
show.
to it.
It's a good show. Yeah, make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcast because that just is not a season. It's a seasonal thing, so it doesn't pop up.
Yeah, it's just over the summer. We do 5 to 6 episodes, just historic stuff. We interview a lot of people, so we get a lot of names out there. So that you haven't heard of from a long time, or haven't heard from in a long time. Yeah,
I want to do with the grass in his backyard. You need to speak, all right? We need to hear from you.
Find that guy.
Find that guy. Now, when is he in Maryland or Virginia?
Yeah, well, leave a comment, right? If you're that guy and you got a grassy backyard,
if you the grass dude, tell us.
Give it a Fred.
Yeah, tell us if you the grass dude.
All right, so now that we've got all that taken, so we got the live event that's at Tom's Watch Bar Navy Yard. That's this Friday. We got the RFK. Make sure you go to the website, show your support for that. That'd be awesome. And then if you're not local, we got ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com. Leave a comment there for possible merch. We'll figure it out what's going on there. But now we just had the schedule come out, and one of the things that really stood out about the schedule was the number of primetime games, island games, the games where the Commanders are standing alone in terms of the nation viewing them, right? And so one of the things, we're going to go through all the games here in a second, but I thought I'd ask you guys, because you guys are big time players in primetime moments, why do primetime games matter? Or maybe they don't, but to me, it seems like a big deal. It seems like it signifies something for this organization.
Household, if you want to become a household name.
Are you talking about as a player or as a team?
No, I'm talking about as a player first. As a player, the only way to become a household name outside of your fan base is to take those games when the other fan bases are watching. Those are standalone games. All right? Everybody, no matter what fan base you are, you probably got a primetime Chief player because they've been forced in our face primetime year after year after year. So you know even the nigger players on that team. Like second screen players on that team. Like, those games give you brand recognition. Like those plays, they never forgotten. Think about it. I can make a play at 1 o'clock. By the time we get to Sunday Night Football,
it's forgotten.
It ain't forgotten, but it ain't the mainstay right now. I didn't make it in that prime time window. You make those plays in prime time window, and we got the same stats. Guess who they taking?
Yeah,
they taking you. Brand
more
recognition.
people have been exposed to it, right? I think about, like, I was reading something recently, and they were talking about MVP voting, you know, and they were talking about Josh Allen last year and how he had his biggest games in primetime moments.
Prime time.
And how the nation sees that, the writers see it, and how it helps with stuff like that. So, I don't know, Ted, have you any experience with that?
I mean, they all meaningful. You know, I was one of those guys that, even knowing that they coming, I tried to keep the same focus. You know what I mean? Because if you get caught up in, man, I got these 5 games that I want to shine in, then you kind of lose yourself a little bit, man.
What's about the other 12?
You know what I mean? So, thankfully and luckily that I never really paid close attention to what was prime time. Now, I told you had to surprise me that week of to tell me who we played, where we was playing. I wouldn't know throughout the season. Now we live in a different world where everything is on social media.
It's in your face.
You know what I mean? See, back then it was just you turn the TV on and ESPN telling you basically what's going on, or NFL Network. I used to have my homeboys or whoever's in the house with me, like, if that stuff is on, turn it off when I'm around, because I don't want to listen to the stuff that I have to really
want that negativity.
Go and do. But as a player, you know that, hey, these are the games you want to shine in, but you can't bring F yourself. You know what I mean?
You can't shun spring it.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell you like this.
You can't write on the paper like, this is the game.
Listen, Bluefoot.
I'm missing this game, but I'm gonna play in this game.
I have never seen a dude light up for prime time.
Yeah,
really?
No, he got ready for it.
Listen to me. This is one guy I know for a fact. He's circling those primetime games. All right? It's some 1 o'clocks. Some injury will happen in pregame. But boy, let him know we playing at 7:30.
And he's ready to go.
First person on the field. Warming up. But
probably got his shirt off.
Whatever brings it out of you.
Yeah.
Whatever brings it out of you. I just think when you know all eyes on us tonight, it's like a prom. Even though I get dressed up every Sunday to go to church, I put a little bit more into that prom suit, that prom swag, than I do that church swag.
You know what's so crazy too? I remember a player telling me one time, and this was like before I even got to really, you're in college and you very seldom get them, but certain schools get primetime games
all the time.
And I remember a teammate of mine had no clue that I was doing what I was doing, and we just sitting in the locker room. He looked at me like, damn, bro, you always shining on prime time. Every time we get the big games, bro, it's one of your highlights on there. So I'm like, I'm just doing what I did every other game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you keep your focus on just, man, it's a game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's prime time, but I have to play on the same level I played on at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
At this 8 o'clock or this 4 o'clock game. If you have that mindset, then as a player, you're gonna have that. You have the right approach.
Yeah, Logan, we are hearing this from the same guy.
Man, get out of here, man.
Who made a play. I'm talking about, I don't know how the camera found it fast, turned around. Real players make big plays.
That's right. That's right. You did do that.
He is that guy.
But that was the after effect. You don't know what led up to that whole outburst.
I think you've told us before.
Take us down through that.
So what led up to that outburst? All right, that was Florida State for one. My senior year.
Yeah.
We hadn't beat Florida State the whole time I was there.
You were hurt or something before, right?
I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was hurt the first 5 games of the season. I got hurt the first game of the season. Had a high ankle sprain. But, Coach Davis taught me something about myself that year. He told me if I could walk, I could play.
You keep going.
So I played the whole 5 games with a high ankle sprain.
Tough, dude.
And I was not myself. Now, leading to that Florida State game, if you know my history with Florida State, leading up to that game, I've had great games against them. But to finally beat them and to know that the previous 4 or 5 games, I was not myself, to now I just had 100 yards. We beat them, and that's the school that I want to go to.
You too?
It brought the emotion out of me.
Too.
And leading up that week, they had just was saying that, the University of Miami Heisman Trophy candidate or runner wide receiver is Heisman Trophy candidate is pressing. He's pressing too hard.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's not playing like himself. And I'm like, I'm not pressing. I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm only out here because my coach told me.
But they don't know that.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So the emotion and the tears and all that came from 1, winning the game. 2, just knowing what I had just heard and read. And then 3, like, that what happens when you have a good game and then you have something to say.
There was
and
a 50-cent worthy stocking cap. I remember everything.
Yeah.
Because
I know you don't be getting that.
No, I happened to be at home. I'm watching football. I was like, there he go again. And all I can remember, you running past somebody.
Oh, man.
And their reporter, you know how reporters, they go searching and they got the mic out. And like I said, it was a 4 tops turnaround. He just turned around.
He knew where the mic was.
I was actually going into the locker room. The game was over. I was actually going in the locker room, and they asked to speak to me. And I tried to just walk by him, but I'm like, nah, this is that moment. It was like, it's here.
Let me grab it.
I can't run from it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was after the game.
Yeah,
game was over.
after the
Yeah.
game.
Okay, that's
game was
different.
over.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
I
thought it was like a TO.
No,
like,
it was it was very Richard Sherman like. You remember when Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree got into it, and Richard Sherman came, this who y'all gonna sit to me? This guy right here? Yeah. Crabtree can't play with me.
Yeah.
But
it was build up emotion, man, and also, man, it started something because after that game, it was a wrap. I got 100 that game. The next week, I went and ran back. I ran a punt back and scored a receiving touchdown. It was just a damn domino effect.
Did my boy Tay Cody and D Gibb bad after that day.
But I will say, so I kind of agree with Tana. Like, a game's a game. You kind of prep that way, and it's hard to do that sometimes because the schedule changes and stuff. But I do think now that I'm on this side of it, the media side of it, you feel the impact
of the game. Because we're there for the pregame festivities. We're there for
the noise, the sets, everything.
When we was playing, we never worried about who's calling our game.
No.
But we know when we see certain people, they sent the heavy hitters. All right, so we seeing it from a whole different lens now. But as a player, you know that adrenaline is pumping.
And don't get me wrong.
No, it's a deal, no doubt. But
I'm saying the right things as far as how you should approach. How you should approach the game.
Yeah.
But we all know we human.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that kind of mindset the whole entire time.
Yeah, you can't.
Once it's there, it's there.
Yeah.
So my approach towards leading up to it might be different, but that week of,
you know
it's a big game. So you're gonna do a little extra. You're gonna make sure you study a little harder. You know what I mean? You're gonna do the right thing that say, I'm gonna make sure I dot all my I's and cross all my T's so I can go out here prepared.
Yeah.
As long as I'm prepared, everything else you let happen.
Yeah.
And so I guess like that leads to my next point is like kind of obviously, like you can feel it as a player. There's a bunch of them this year, but I also think this means something special for the organization.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Like when I see this, like, you know, you got Tom Brady calling games, you got all these island slots. The nation's going to get really familiar with this team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to get to see Jaden Daniels. They're going to get to see this organization. I think it kind of signifies a little bit of a turning point.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
It has.
I'm not trying to make a narrative here,
No,
but
you're
like that's what it feels like.
You're dead on, and I think also too, when it comes to just us sitting in the seats we sit in now, and you see it, and you like, damn, we're starting to be that team that people love instead
The
of
it team.
You know what I mean?
America's team.
At one time, it was to the point to where people was like, you know,
I'm glad you brought
they
this
call
up.
us the dead. You know what?
They
You know
didn't
what I
want to
mean?
deal with us in
and
no
so
capacity.
now you put a different face at the helm.
Yeah.
You put different people
Leadership
wise running it.
Yeah.
And now that girl, boy, look at her.
somebody they got her hair done.
She done grown into that body. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That boy, she was a.
I'm talking. Well, used to be a 5.
and now she look like that dime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I feel when I see some of these opportunities now that's appearing for us, and just the whole thing with the draft coming here to Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's in the air, man.
The NFL is loving on
I
us
was
for
gonna
the
say,
first time.
it's the NFL's loving on us.
They
because
loving on us.
I think Dan's gone, right?
Yeah,
You know, he's doing what he's doing, but Josh Harris is here. He's done a great job. And they got the quarterback. It just seems like,
And let's be honest. If we had won as many games as we won last year, and this is no shot at Heineke. I love Heineke. I love the story. If we won those games with Heineke, we wouldn't have had these 6 Western games. We got it because we got the right trigger man. We got the right man under center. And when you have that sellable item that everybody wants to get, like right now, everybody's out here scrambling trying to get these Ninja slushy machines.
Yeah.
All right? Do you know about this?
what?
You don't know about these slushy
Ninja
You know we're gonna learn something new with Fred. Let him talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
It's these Ninja slushy machines that just like a 7-Eleven. Now with grown people, of course, they add a little alcohol. When they make it for their kids, they just go in the kitchen, turn it on, turn this machine on, and it makes it. With this machine selling for $300+.
Yeah, slushy,
you can't find
ice
one.
cream, all that.
You can't find one because it's in high demand. Where Jaden Daniels is in high demand. He just had the best rookie season of all the rookies.
Yeah.
All right? He can light a screen up, too. He just the leader that you want. Don't take yourself too serious. Very grounded kid. Has the ability to one day be very much Patrick Mahomes-like face of the franchise in the nation's capital. The one thing you can say, they will never say it because they do love the Green Bays of the world. They do love the Pittsburgh Steelers of the world. But when you get a market like this.
And I was just going to say he's very marketable, too.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, like, you get some kids in here that game is just like loud, like, oh my God. But as loud as that game is, the personality is
not
too.
marketable.
And so you might say to yourself, let's pump our brakes with how much attention we give that person.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, when it's time for him to go on the field, we need to be watching him.
Yeah.
So, but then you get a Jaden Daniels coming here and you say, damn, his parents did great by him.
Yeah.
And there's no offense to nobody else because we've been those guys. We played with him.
Yeah.
But damn, we need to talk to him more. We need to get his mom in. We need to talk to these people that raised this kid. We need to put him more on the spot. And then the game backs it up.
Yeah.
The press conference after the game backs it up. You saying to yourself and your market like, look, what all we got, we need to throw it in on this guy right here because he says the right thing, he's doing the right thing, and then his play speaks for us. So
and he's supporting the local teams. He's at the Nationals games. He's at the Capital game. He's
a part of the community.
He knows how to insert himself, and this is what I really do love. And I don't think nobody even paying attention to it, but I pay attention to the small things. After all this balling he did, he ain't accept no commercials. He ain't accept none of that. Do we know he had some offer to him? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He had plenty offer to him. He's saying in his head by his actions to me, I ain't made it yet. Yeah. Plus, I don't even want that part of it yet.
Well,
I just
have a couple of them out there.
But
Nike,
I'm saying, I know some major brands that they call this kid, and he ain't hang the phone up. I don't want that right now.
Yeah.
So for him not to want that, because you remember, it's kind of anti-Baker. How Baker came into it. Like, Baker literally came into it, had 5 commercials before he threw a pass.
5,000 commercials.
Yeah. So I think this kid is very cognizant of how people view him and and what he brings to the table.
So I got a quick question before we get going.
Yeah.
Like we just talked about, you talked about it, Tana, and I think like I respect the heck out of you because you're always a guy that try to approach it the same way. But for you to acknowledge that there's a lot of pressure associated with these primetime games.
Yeah.
A, is Jayden ready for the primetime games? And B, is there something that the team can do to make sure that he's ready for the games? Because it's a tough deal, man. Like it's a different thing. And we're going to talk about
his best games. National TV games last year.
Do you think that's something you're kind of born? Like you're born with
either
that?
you a gamer or you're not.
Yeah.
First of all, 105,000 in Tiger Stadium in the LSU will get you ready for prime time. Playing in the SEC, playing all that heavy talent, get you ready for prime time. The Cincinnati Bengals was his first prime time game. He lit the world up.
Yeah.
Playoff time against Detroit Lions, against Tampa Bay. These are prime time games with all the pressure. This guy sweats
How
pressure.
does he do it, man?
Some people have a knack for it.
He's ice cold.
Yeah, and you got to think about it too. Like, you know how you get certain guys like that has those special games. You're like, how? Because he's a running back one, so he's going to get the touches, or he's a receiver, or he's a DN. Like, how this guy shows up every Monday night and get 2 sacks, you know what I mean, or lead the team. How do Michael Parsons the league every year, every night? You know what I mean? Because he got to go out his way to get that done.
Yeah.
Jaden's the quarterback. He understands everything is in my hands.
Everything starts with me.
Everything starts with me. You think that him watching those things on his little VR and the way he approached the game, like, first of all, I pay attention to what people say. And one of the things that I found myself loving, every time you put a mic in front of Terry's face, bro, it's just like the man that says nothing wrong. I mean, it's very articulate.
It's hard to do.
It's very intentional. Like everything he says,
but confident
with it, but you
Not
see
arrogant.
it. You see it though. Everything he's saying, you can go back and say, "Damn, I saw him do this. I saw him do that."
Yeah.
So I know that's his real approach. They go throw that mic in front of Jayden and they ask you, man, how do you escape this sophomore? You know what? I'm not putting it out there. And he say, look, man. All I could do is get back into the lab. I'm going there. I'm asking these coaches, what are some of the things I didn't do well? I'm going to watch that film on that. Like, you don't just say that. When you put that out there, you're really doing that. Because you know, like I said, the ball lies in his hand first or second from the center. So he knows all this stuff is on me. How we look is all on my shoulders and what I do with this team. So when you got a guy that's, like you said, you just said the word, when he understands what he has to do as a quarterback for us to be good, he's not finna waste no time doing nothing else. As Mama said, he loved the game. And that ain't just something that we all love the game. But that don't mean we put the same time and effort in it that he's doing.
You love your kids, don't mean you spend all that time with them. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
No, at the end of the day, I attribute a lot of this. I attribute a lot of this to him as a worker. 2, also remember I told you how I feel about the COVID quarterback class.
Oh yeah, having more reps.
Having all of these reps has made them enter a place that's not too big for them. We have seen the Mark Sanchez's go to USC, play for 1 year, come out, and ain't quite ready. It's the stage, they still got a lot of progression to do. This guy right here, his composure is up here. His heart rate slows down.
It does seem that way.
As the game go on. And he knows how to Michael Jordan-esque say is I'm gonna take it over. Like, we done did as much as we can do in play calling. I'm gonna take this game over. So I think him having that coming out of school, and I think he started 60 plus games. I think that really helped his maturity as a quarterback.
I love that question too, because I think he answered it in the second half of the season last year.
But as you know, I agree. You did answer it emphatically. But as you know, like it's like the NFL's like, what did you do for me lately?
What about this year?
I think you hit on it perfectly in the saying, like, he's going to prep on his own. He's going to he's got that student to him.
But he's studious.
That I think makes him better in these moments. And the other thing, I just real quick, and when I've spent a lot of time on it, is have you guys played for a team that handled Monday night or primetime games differently? I was just thinking back on it, like, I don't remember anybody doing it.
No, I think players make a big fuss out of it more than the coaches or anybody else. We look at it as a stepping ladder to something greater. We make it big. The coach, he ain't gonna coach us different.
I think collegiately we did it. I mean, in college we did things differently. Like you knew prime time. Like we got to be. I mean, like you hear the scrim coaches telling you in the summer.
Yeah.
We running these extra 110s because
we starting out
when
with
we
Florida.
start this season off, Ohio State, we gonna go out there. We gonna be faster. We gonna last longer.
Yeah.
I remember preparing for Ohio State, and we had a kickoff classic. My junior, my junior year, my junior season. We started the first game of the season. Nobody else on TV but us and Ohio State. Ohio State ranked, and we were ranked. I think they was ranked. They was lower than us. They was
Kenyon Rambo and Jeremy.
And they had your boy. Plummer,
Ahmad Plummer,
and your other boy that played
Antoine Winfield. No, Antoine had left.
Played for Buffalo. 23. Nate Clemens, and me and Reggie. So, but I remember that summer, Swayze and those guys talking to us. Like we running our 110s and we running on intramural field. So the field is huge. It's not our ideal field, and we like. Why the coaches look like they backing up as we running? But you running towards them, you're tired.
You can't tell, really.
And I'm like, bro, what is? But by the time you get to the finish line, we started marking off where we were supposed to stop. And so when we go back, we'll realize like, oh yeah, they going 120s on us, bro.
Yeah.
But we killing them. And so psychologically, if you're thinking about it, you're gonna be whooped because you already expecting something different. But if you just let them beat you the way they was doing it, and they was doing it to us, and we couldn't say nothing because they're our coaches, we gonna follow. But when we got in that game,
you're ready to
bro,
go.
we was so. Like, it got to a point, it was so hot at MetLife. It wasn't MetLife then. It was whatever the stadium was called, because I played in the damn stadium.
What's the name?
Giant Stadium back then.
Yeah.
The Meadowlands?
Meadowlands. Bingo, the Meadowlands. It was so hot in there, bro. But by the fourth quarter,
you're ready to go.
You see our speed and you see them, they was gassed. I was like, yeah, see, they play football and they play in a different climate. You can tell we was battle tested from the
hot
training.
weather climate.
So just to answer your question, I don't want to be too long with it on. I think when we was in college, you hear it more.
Yeah.
Hey, this is for
because you're kind of coaching that mentality.
You're talking to kids, basically. You know what I mean? I think professionally, it might be something said that week of.
Regardless.
Yeah, it might be something said that week of, but it's not to the point of saying I got to get this grown man ready for prime time. He should be already.
Someone asked me like, "Oh, did they change practice structure? Did they change the time?" And I was like, "I don't think that ever happened."
No, unless it's a Monday night. Now we got an extra day.
Extra day.
We got an extra day like that elongates the schedule.
Depending on,
change.
and y'all know this. The only time we changed stuff is when we knew we was playing indoors. We go in the bubble or something like that. You know what I mean? Or we knew.
But that's all. That's normal stuff.
That's normal stuff.
For a 1 o'clock game. I think the Monday thing is important because you do have an extra day of prep.
Yeah.
So I guess another question is like for you guys personally, would you guys rather play in primetime games or have your game always be at 1 o'clock?
You know my answer.
Dude, I think I feel the same as Tanner right here.
Y'all both want to be home by 6 o'clock.
Man, I want to go home.
What's wrong with y'all?
Look, my anxiety already bothers me to know that I got to go play in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Y'all know I have anxiety issues. So that's why it took me. I had my little tactics of getting myself to zone out. So just to know that I got to sit here all day watching others play in that hotel.
Right.
And you know me, I'm not walking around. I'm always going to go by the book. Got my feet up. I'm chilling. I'm trying to stay. You know what I mean? Keep my focus on talking to only people who I would normally talk to. Like, bro, that's a long stretch of time you gotta kill just to go and play. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with y'all, clock, man. Give me a 1 o'clock.
I agree with y'all on them night games, especially on like a Monday night or a Sunday night.
Especially Monday night. Monday is the worst.
Listen, I used to about lose my damn mind in them hotels. Like, you are literally sitting around in the deadest day. Monday is the deadest day. Like, if you got a show you want to watch, it ain't on. It's just dead point. And then it go from this laissez-faire day to this bam explosion of energy. So I understand what y'all saying, but I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice these extra 10 hours in this hotel to get on that Monday. It ain't nothing like that Monday night theme coming on.
You're absolutely right. But that's why I tell you and tell y'all, that's why I like Thursdays better.
Yeah.
I will take a Thursday night before Monday night.
Because you want the long weekend.
It's crazy.
Because it's shorter preparation-wise. Like I told you, I don't need that much, man.
It's tight.
Give me what I got to do, coach, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And then the day's quicker.
Yeah.
That Thursday is a work day. Like it's one of those days
when
you know the weekend is coming up. Friday is a weekend to everybody. So you know that. You get into that game ASAP, Rocky. You know what I mean? And Thursday's not like a 8:30, 9 o'clock Monday.
It's going to get 7 o'clock.
It's more of a 7 o'clock game.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about sitting in the hotel. Like, I wouldn't watch football because I'd get nervous and I'd be thinking about something else.
I soak in everything. Like, I get out
because I'm one of those guys. I see things done. And I'm like, ooh, I want to do it. I got to put that in my, you know what I mean? Especially my guys. I will watch a game intentionally to watch if Reggie's on, Andre's on, anybody that played with me, especially those two guys, being that we all played together receiver-wise, I'm watching them. And then if it's like Chad or somebody on, like especially, I told you, when we came in, Chad, in our class, Chad was my favorite wide receiver. Like, you know how everybody got that favorite person.
Well, you know, me and Chad had our battles. I loved it.
It was more so not because of just the play alone. It was the entertainment. Yeah. Like, he was so entertaining. And you knew where they was going with the ball. Whether he ran the route right or wrong, he running his own thing.
First of all, he ain't never ran that route right.
No, it wasn't even wrong. It was just what he did.
But he gonna get to the spot.
Yeah, he gonna get over.
If that spot is a 15-yard comeback, he's gonna get there. But I promise he ain't driving that Ferrari in no straight line.
It was a show. That dude got on. I'm watching Chad, and I was like, man, this is one receiver I want to watch because he's going to put on the show. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that, and I just, like I say, I would take little things from guys because, you know, that's how you play the game. That's why I tell my son to this day, I'm like, bro, I know if you want to play this game or not by what you spend your time on. If you ain't watching it, it don't mean that much to you.
All right, so is this considered a primetime game, a Thanksgiving game?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, when I first got here, every Thanksgiving with the Cowboys was a primetime game.
Yeah.
All right. Did we get up for those games? Yeah, it used to be the only game on Thanksgiving. Yeah. Besides Detroit. Detroit would play early. And we would play later on.
Now they done got 3 games in that thing now.
Now, I used to take those games very seriously because I was used to playing the Egg Bowl in Mississippi State against Ole Miss on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving became a universal. And even when I was growing up playing sandlot football, we used to play the Turkey Bowl area, so I was uniformly used to playing on Thanksgiving, and I felt like it was a privilege, not lie, to play on Thanksgiving, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm sure playing for the name on front of the jersey, but the name on the back needs some love too. Let's go make some plays.
I played my only Thanksgiving game by the time y'all got here. It was so late in my career.
Yeah, that was your first one?
That's my first and only professional Thanksgiving game, and what's crazy about it, Little League, when I was young, we would go to Daytona Beach and play in this game. I don't know what they called it, but it was like a 2-game weekend. We play on Thanksgiving, the first game. Yeah. The people who win play the championship game on that Saturday. Yeah. And I remember as a kid, even when I was in college, I took that with me in college. I remember if I ever played on Thanksgiving, man, when I was a kid, I used to ball on Thanksgiving, you know, in Little League.
That was my day.
So you got to think about it. This was year 13 or 12 for me when we finally played on Thanksgiving. And my role is different. But I'm saying to myself, I'm finna ball today. And I remember that Cowboy game, the touchdown and that last drive. Remember, I had like 4 catches on that last drive just to get us.
Touchdown was sick.
Yeah, I still remember that touchdown. We was going ham, man.
Yeah.
Still remember that touchdown. So I guess, do you guys have like a favorite primetime memory?
Well, I did pick out Dallas on Thanksgiving. Turned it back around, picked them off near Christmas, rookie year. All right. I had some stints on there. I had a walk-off against Seattle where I...
Was it a primetime game?
Oh, yes, it was, where I picked it off against Darryl Jackson as I tiptoed on that line. It was very...
I've seen that clip. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was very Odell Beckham-ish, so I've had some times.
I can't handle it right now, man. I can't handle it.
I think one of my favorite... And don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of primetime games. They all kind of collide with me. But I spoke about this on Get Loud the other day, so hopefully, you know, you're watching Get Loud, you probably heard it. But one of my favorite primetime games was me as a Jet. And it was a game that I had to grow up. It was like one of them grow up games. My second year, had a high ankle sprain again, but this time it was on a different level. And the veterans told me, like, Tanner, like, come on, we need you. And we got something to help you out. You got to play. Yeah. And I swallowed my pride and went out there and played. I had like 200 yards punt return wise. I didn't score though. I was mad. I was breaking them every time. Yeah. And then I scored on the I had a receiving touchdown. We beat the game, and that's when everybody like said whatever they said about you is true. Yeah. You the real deal. That's that was like my welcome to the NFL
coming out party.
Because and even though I had games prior to that I played well that year, that was still like my rookie season. You know what I mean? 'Cause my first year, I was hurt half of that, the whole year, basically. But to me, that's one of my favorite primetime games. I believe it was a Sunday night game in New England, and it was kind of chilly. the field was kind of damp, but boy, it
showed out though.
Yeah, showed out.
Yeah, I mean, you always showed out. But my favorite primetime game was 2012 when we beat Dallas to go to the playoffs.
The second one. Second game.
Is that RG3 time?
RG3. When his knee was messed up. It was a close game.
That was a nice game,
That was his
bro.
second year,
That
right?
was that night, too. That was, 8 o'clock game?
Yeah, it was 8.
That was Sunday night?
8:20. Yeah, Sunday night football.
Yeah.
Had the big-time broadcast on there.
Yeah.
And, man, that stadium
You know what I remember about that game?
lit. What?
I don't want to take nothing from your story, but I just want to mention it. Remember that play we did when either I do it or the tight ends do it. I forgot what it's called, but I would be on the side, I would be on the edge like an H-back.
Yeah.
And I would run back this way
Sift.
and block the damn end.
flip
And we run the ball this way.
Anthony Spencer on his head.
I remember,
that.
first play of the game, I said, I'm finna set the tone. And I remember Cal say, Tanner, that's it, bro. You know how you had that little bzzz?
Yeah.
I had one,
Yeah.
but I think the moment of the game said, man, screw that.
Yeah.
Bro, I went and I cut somebody, and the dude was like, bro, what you doing coming down, cracking me like this?
Yeah.
And I was just saying, that's how you in one of those games where, man, I'm finna lay it on the line.
Man, first of all, that's why I like to get a tackle first. Like,
Just get you in it.
I pray at the start of every game, one, that we start with defense. Like, that really does it for me.
Yeah.
Like, when we kick the ball, when we do the coin flip, and I hear, defense. Now I'm locked in.
Yeah.
All right. Then, now I want them to sweep it my way. First play, like, I'd be begging, come on, sweep it. So I can go and get this
Go in there
tackle.
and get that.
I'm
dirty a
good.
little
Kind of wakes you up. You ever notice that? Like
Now I'm a part of the game.
Yeah, like I wouldn't feel in it until I had like a big block.
Yeah.
I
need to get dirty.
Something going on.
Like until my jersey get dirty, I ain't did nothing.
Yeah, so obviously primetime games really exciting.
Yeah.
And just to kind of list them through, there's a Thursday night, week 2 versus Green Bay. There's 2 Monday night games, which is wild. Week 6 versus the Bears, again, the Caleb Williams thing. Week 8 at Kansas City. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it
and just
is.
think about the quarterbacks on this list right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man.
Sunday night, 2 Sunday night, week 9 versus the Seahawks. Week 13 versus the Broncos. Again, man, kind of 2 up and
So you
coming
mean
teams.
tell me we come from a Monday night, week 8, and go to a Sunday night, week 9? Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the season, man.
But I finna say, when people want to see you, they put you in. They put the bell of the ball right there, right in the middle, so everybody can see them.
And then we got one on Christmas Day, week 17. That's 1 p.m. versus the Cowboys.
I can't let you just run through the Christmas Day. How about that NFL? We done took Christmas Day from the NBA.
Dude, whoever does the media stuff for the NFL, like they make the NFL for a season that's relatively short compared to baseball and basketball and hockey, relatively short.
Yeah.
It is in the news year round.
Constantly. And you know
Year
what?
round.
The NBA has always said, they on Thanksgiving, but Christmas is out. I remember LeBron said,
I remember them
it
saying
don't
that.
belong to you. Come on over. It's ours. All right? Listen, it's going to be a head-to-head. Son, it's going to be a lot of people in there. What would you rather watch during Christmas? Do you want to watch the football or do you want to watch the basketball? It's going to be 90%. Let's go watch that football game.
Also, does like in primetime, like there's longer halftime shows, like Christmas, there's a longer halftime show.
Yeah,
I kind of screws with the schedule a little bit.
Yeah, I
was
was
it?
say
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Beyonce last year, so maybe like when it's Christmas, like you got the world looking at you. This is different, man.
Yeah.
And then we'll be here, so it's a home game too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll be kind of cool.
Like,
I guess I'd rather be here for.
I would say we gotta work. I think that's what y'all ain't looking at. We gotta work.
I gotta work, but I'm saying like I'll be home. At night.
I'm not
I
tripping.
do everything Thanksgiving Eve. Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I
not
get
even
up at 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll do the prayers.
I'm wondering, will I bring the fam up? Because normally I'm flying down.
I would say you're flying. It's gonna be too hard for you to try to do that though.
Yeah, I know.
And the other one that I think is interesting is the game of the week thing. Like this is one that like Jason just talked us through. So week 5 versus the LA Chargers,
Which is gonna be a quality team.
game. Week 7 at Dallas, game of the week. So that means game of the week. Let's talk about that real quick. So game of the week basically means like if the Commanders and Dallas are playing, like usually we're in the local market. The game would be on the local market.
Yeah.
If you're the game of the week, the local market teams still carry those games.
Yeah,
but
but it's
like
national.
everywhere else
Gets to see it.
gets to see the game.
Yeah.
So it's like you're the nation's game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And then the Lions again, man. This is like such a crazy schedule. I mean, it's a second place
I don't
schedule.
look at it like that because like I know that every floor of this season, it ain't about
It's
who
true.
you got on your
It's
roster.
true.
It's who healthy that week. Right? In between injuries, between simple things like PED suspensions.
But what I will say about that is, for me, I look at quarterbacks, and usually if those dudes are healthy, the team's got a shot.
Yeah, they're gonna stay. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And usually they're gonna stay healthy. Like we had one fluke a year.
Yeah.
This is my question. This is not usual when it comes to how many games we have that can be potentially prime
Like
time
island
game
games,
of the week.
yeah. Mhm.
Do you think the approach changes now? We just asked about did we do anything different.
I don't think
you
DQ
these
does.
guys approach
I
change?
think DQ says to them, all right, we did what we wanted to do in the first year, but
They noticed us now.
But we end up setting the standard here.
The thing I would ask,
We
though,
gotta go here.
is because you've got so many of these like later games. Do you move practice back a couple of weeks? You know what I'm saying? Like move it to 3 o'clock.
I just think you extend the week. You take care of the veterans.
Yeah.
You include the young guys and ask them, we need more. All right? Like, because everybody's so caught up in this draft. Like, who is going to bring something to the table? I like, how about y'all get a guy from last year draft some love to mature and step them into the position? I keep hearing, we need this, we need this. How you know we ain't already got it on our roster? You never know when some player's going to take that leap. Right? And guess what? You don't need but 2 players to do it. You need 2 players to take a leap from the second year to if it's Ben Sinnott and Luke McCaffrey take a leap. That changes the roster. That changes the roster. So all I say is,
and them are 2 guys you would love to see that. You know what I mean?
And give Jean Baptiste a chance to take that leap before you say we ain't got no edges. All I say is, they're like kids. Teams need the time to mature. All right? And when you let them mature, you get the best out of them. And I actually judge a team on not drafting the first round. It's easy to get first round talent. What about the other guys?
It's a great point. It's a great point. But in addition to all these island games, primetime games, the other one that's kind of crazy is there's a game in Spain this year.
Madrid.
And so I'm really excited to go to
I'm working on my Portuguese right now as we speak. And I'm going by Alfredo Rico while I'm over there.
But you're
Smoothie.
You're going?
Yes, I am.
Okay, God.
No, all I'm saying is somebody gonna get hired. At the end of the day, I will be in a foreign country.
So wait,
enjoying myself.
okay, we're going to Spain, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to Portugal. And the reason I bring that up,
But is it Spanish or Portuguese?
in Spain they speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish.
I thought it was a mixture.
In Portugal they speak Portuguese.
I'm just saying.
Sorry to jump in. You might
So
be thinking
Producer
Catalan.
Anna's here, and the reason
I
she's
ain't been there for 48 hours,
hold on.
and y'all done made her.
Hey, let me just
sweat.
Anna, let me introduce you for a second. So Anna, the reason Anna's here, she's a producer on the Get Loud podcast.
Yes, she is.
You guys have a live show coming up on May 29th, which is going to be a total awesome thing.
it is.
8 p.m. The Admiral is the location, but Anna is our Spain correspondent.
Yes, she is, because she just came from Spain.
She just came from Spain.
She was there long enough to not be considered a Spaniard.
Yeah, didn't you just have like a stopover? It was like a layover, right?
No, it was not a layover. I was there for, I will dub myself the unofficial travel guide for Madrid. I wouldn't say I'm
How long have you been there? How long were you there?
Okay, not very long. I was there for a day.
Oh,
And then hold on. At the beginning of my trip, I was there for a
pass
day.
at Disney
And then I was there for a day at the end of the trip, but I spent my whole trip in Spain. I just wasn't in Madrid the whole time. Madrid is awesome, though, and I think I
So
can
you were in
give you-
Spain the whole time?
Yes, I was in Spain the whole
But
time.
you're only in Madrid for like 24 hours.
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like.
That's cool.
No, 48.
48 hours.
So
Which
she
isn't
went
bad.
around Spain.
And for the record, like
Been around the world and
I don't want to toot my own horn or anything.
It
but
sounds like
I
it.
did live in Europe for 9 months prior.
Oh, okay.
So it's
But
not like
is that Spain?
But
no.
you know, you can get to all those spots.
But like you can,
Yeah.
it's not as if I have not been like.
Yeah, that's the one thing about
well
Europe.
traveled.
It's close.
You live in Europe,
But
you
I'm
can take a
saying,
train
like,
everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
like me saying like I'm from America, but I've never been to Utah.
But it's
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
It's different
Come on,
because
but I've been
you
there.
know,
I've been to Madrid.
being that we in Florida or being that we in Virginia, you can't just get to Utah on a train.
Yeah, it's true.
Over there, you get on the train and
For $15.
quick.
Yeah.
So
It's not that. It's
Anna,
not that
if-
difficult.
if-
Spend more time talking about Spain than
Yes, probably. Yes, that's 100%
So you've spent a lot of
true.
time talking about Spain.
Yes,
So if you
I
are
love
our
it.
unofficial travel guide,
Yes.
what are some things that we could, maybe circle,
that's-
when we're on our trip?
That's funny you bring that up, Logan, because I have a little list here for all
I
of you.
think I'm gonna stop in Barcelona while I'm over there.
That's kind of. That's
it
a
close?
few. It's 3 hours.
That's 3 hours. That's nowhere.
All right. Well, you better make it back in
That's a
time
trip
for the
to
guest.
New
As
York.
long
He
as
might
you're
not
back in
come
time
back.
for the podcast.
They think
He's
they
not
Hang on
making
one
it to
second,
Barcelona.
Anna. I'm actually worried about Fred.
No, you know what? My guess is Fred's going to fall asleep on a train
My
and end
guess
up in
is when that
France.
week come up,
That's what's
Fred gonna have to
happen.
stay here. They gonna be like, Fred, we thought about it. We ain't letting you
I'm
go.
gonna have the escort on. I'm gonna be over there loving life.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
All right, so Anna, what's our locations?
Well,
What's we got?
I'll start with Tana.
Okay.
You're known for your fancy footwork and flashy plays.
Let me find out.
This
I'm
is super
sending you
cute,
to
by
a
the way.
flamenco class.
Flamingo class.
It's a dance class.
Yeah, a flamenco class. Flamenco.
It's the local dance.
It's the local dance, and
And it's not.
I'm telling you, I
Traditional-
went to a
traditional
flamenco
dance,
show
traditional
and
dance.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You did it?
Yeah, I mean, no,
But
guys,
you want
come on.
Tana to do it.
Yeah, I want Tana to take a flamenco class.
I probably
and
won't.
You know what? You'd be a natural
I'm
on
gonna
stage.
consider it because you tell
thanks,
me I need to check it
I'm-
out.
You know, you'd be a natural on stage.
But that's
You're a
like
performer.
the
You could do it.
is that the one with the dress or is that the hard?
Well, okay, men and women do it.
Yes.
You have the little flamenco.
The clickies.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish
Oh,
if anybody knows.
I saw
what
that
that's
before.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I went to a show and there's this one guy was there and I'm telling you, he thought he was the
and they
star
do
of the show.
do they stomp? They
They like
too?
stomp
Yeah.
and okay. I'm definitely not using the correct terms, but it is really entertaining. And if you have the chance to go to a flamenco show, go to a legit place. Do not cheap out on it. Go to a legit place because actually you'll be thoroughly entertained.
Pinky up. for
Pinky's
Hannah.
up.
What is the attire for the dancers though?
Well, the
Leotard?
no, they were wearing like the long skirts because you use your
Oh, the long
skirts a
ones,
lot to like dance.
But
and
the dudes got on like soft
dudes-
slacks, right?
Yeah, they're looking normal. Yeah, they look like a normal
so
male dancer.
I like that actually. That's actually something that maybe I won't do the class. I'd like
Yeah,
to go see
I like
that
to
stuff.
see
Yeah, I would say maybe I drive past
something
it.
to do. Something
Drive
that week.
past
All
it.
right,
All right,
Logan.
yes.
This one was more of a stretch. But
'Cause I don't do
Okay,
anything.
you were a tight end.
True.
So you're basically on the O-line kind of, but not really. And then I'm thinking Washington O-line, Hogs.
Nope,
I'm
wild
sending
boars.
you on an Iberico ham tour.
Ham
to
tour?
the ham museum because
They
you like
known
to
for their
eat.
hams.
And yeah,
In
you can
what?
just try all the different
In
types of
Spain.
ham.
They're known for their ham?
Yes.
Yeah, they got
yes.
what you
Really?
call the wagyu of
So
ham.
that's-
Iberico ham.
Yes, Iberico.
And there are different
And-
ways
and-
you like
and you know Fred
preserve
knows
ham.
it.
Like the
He
true
knows
jamon has been like preserved for like 3.5,
Yes,
4
aged.
years. But if you're doing a shoulder, it's only 1.5 years. You
Yeah.
have like different grades of Iberico ham.
Wow.
And
The wagyu of ham.
I was educating Fred on this, of course, because yes.
So is
he
this
got-
information that Fred is just parroting that you told him?
Yes, 100%.
we went
Okay.
back and
But I'll say
Okay.
this: I
All
did
right.
not
went back
tell
and
Fred
forth
that
on Get
It all
Loud.
people
makes
in
sense.
Spain
I
don't
had
speak
to self-check
Portuguese.
the restaurant.
Huh?
I had to self-check the oldest restaurant.
Oh, Botín?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
and
did
was I right?
self-check it. Yes.
Okay, so for all of those that don't know what Boutine is, that what you
Botín
said?
is the
It's the
oldest
oldest
restaurant
restaurant
like in the world.
In the world, yeah.
It's in Madrid.
They probably sold porridge there as their first dish.
So can we go
I
back
got
to
to
the
eat
ham
there.
thing? So
Yes.
like that's
You're
what.
going-
So if I go to Spain,
Can I get a ham sandwich?
But you have to get the black label ham.
Yes.
Acorn fed.
Is that what they're known
free
for,
range-
is ham?
Iberico
Yes.
ham.
Do they-
yes.
do
Just like
Do
China,
they
I mean,
serve it in all
Japan is
different
known
kind
for
of ways? Do
wagyu.
they
Yeah, yeah.
make sandwiches?
It's more like you eat the ham. Like it's kind of like charcuterie, but like you could get different like the
Levels of it.
chorizo's good,
Yeah.
but that's not the jamon.
Oh,
there's
different.
there's like a whole.
So I can't
chart.
just buy the ham and take it with me. I got to eat it there.
I don't know if I would. We were debating bringing home ham.
You know,
but like I
you
don't
bring
think
that ham home, make you a nice
People-
little sandwich.
I know
I
people
think you
who
should
have.
ship it. I thought you should ship it.
No, you don't want that on a sandwich. But I know people who have. Yeah, you can ship a whole
Yes.
Iberico ham, and
Yeah.
they'll just hang it in their bar, and you
Yes.
have to. Yeah, you got to eat it.
Because it's already aged.
It's
But it's
preserved.
good.
Have you
ham,
eaten
though.
it? Have you eaten
Have
it?
I had? Yeah.
It's
Was it
cooked
good?
ham?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But I personally, like, I realized I'm
48
not
hours.
a high end gal. But
You're not a high end gal.
I'm not high end. Like, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I liked a different
She-
part
she
of
couldn't
it.
So
savor
what?
it.
So when you went out to eat,
I like the chorizo
for the
more.
48 hours you were there.
Yes.
Like, what's the dish you're getting?
Ooh, okay. Well, Fred had my favorite cocktail, Tinto
I
de
did.
Verano.
I drunk it the other day.
Yeah, it was
Doing
good.
the show.
Forget loud.
Yeah.
It was really good. I'd have a Tinto de Verano, and then I'd have croquetas. I'd have
Is this drinks?
Yeah.
no, the croquetas are not a
I'm
drink.
going to say that the first one was a
Croquetas
drink
are
that
like
we had the
a
other day.
fried like cheese and ham.
Okay, that doesn't fit my macros. Keep going.
Okay, it probably none of it probably will.
I'm going to say nothing's going to fit here.
Like they have like this potato with a really good topping, and then what else did I like? Okay, this was more local, but it was like these small sliders with like it's not gorgonzola, but like a blue cheese and like a warmed chorizo.
Okay.
And they were to die for.
Sounds really good.
Did you
So
have
good.
any good street food? I judge a
I was
city
gonna say,
by street food.
Well, everybody goes to the top. Everybody goes
I'm
get
gonna say it's the
tapas.
taco spots, right?
And they don't open the tapas. No tacos.
No tacos.
Tapas.
Tapas is like open. It's like
Open-ended.
you-
Smaller,
Yeah.
there's smaller
Handheld.
dishes, smaller
Yeah.
dishes, handheld dishes, and those places don't open till 8:00 at night. So in Spain,
Oh.
like nothing's. Everybody the night.
siestas.
Yes,
Do they sell pizza there?
I'm sure you can.
I want a damn pizza.
Look at Bernard.
Leonardo
I
over
definitely
here.
get pizza, but I
Got a
wouldn't be.
McDonald's over there.
You'll be fine. We're just
Keep
going
it
into
simple,
cultural.
baby. You know?
Dude, the tapas sound really good though.
Yeah, go get some tapas. Find a good local spot. I'm not going to tell you my local spots because got to keep it a secret. I will gatekeep.
Isn't that why you're here?
Keep it.
You're here to give us.
Say, we just asked you to come
You
be.
can find a good tapas place anywhere.
gatekeeping, I
Madrid is a
understand.
huge city, so you could go, but you have to find your own special little spot.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Isn't that like the origin of tacos? I think I read this somewhere. Like tapas because they had like an open face
finna say,
bread
they-
that
they
they would
used
like.
to
You
eat
might,
them open
you know
face.
better than me.
They used to
I
just
only spent
stack 'em.
48
Maybe I'm
hours.
wrong. Leave a comment if I'm wrong. Okay, here we
now,
go.
Fred.
Yes. Uh-oh.
All right.
First we gonna leave.
You know, there's nothing better for you than some smooth smack. So I thought you'd be best suited talking smack over a glass of sangria at a tapas bar, which we were just talking about.
Can it be high-powered sangria?
I mean, I'm sure.
Yes, I want it with a
Sure you
little
can figure
edge
that
to
out.
it.
But-
Sangria naturally is a fruit wine that actually is very
sweet,
smooth, sweet.
So when you say high powered, yeah, it's like
Yeah, I want it.
You want a little-
I want the grapes from Medellin on. Right.
okay.
know if you said that
And
right,
that was
but-
pretty good. That was
Thank
like
you.
were well informed.
Well versed.
Oh,
Do you know where
and
this-
if I'm telling you my favorite place I went in Madrid was going to the Palace. Take a tour of the Palace. You can just buy your tickets, and I don't know if I can be
The Palace?
The Palace in Madrid, and they have these beautifully decorated rooms that are just like crazy chandeliers and
Palisade.
How,
Palace.
is it? So is it? You've been to London, right?
actually no.
You've never been to London.
No, I haven't been
you
to
lived
London
in Europe,
or
but you've never been to London.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like a historic?
was a
Is it like
shot.
an historic? Is Madrid like an historic city? Are there
Oh
lots of-
yeah,
Yes.
most definitely.
Yes.
Is it
There's
close to the
one.
beach?
No.
No,
It's in the middle of Spain.
It's old architecture at its finest.
I love that. That'd be super fun.
But
Your recommendation for our fans?
yeah, I'd say if you're like doing like the tourist thing, definitely do the Palace. Check out the cathedral. There's
For
so
fans.
much to do. Yeah,
Man, the fans gonna be at the nearest Commanders rally.
Yeah.
And
Our
maybe
pub.
They
if
gonna
we're
take
out
over
there-
somebody pub.
And that's the funny thing about it.
Come hang with
I can
us.
see it now. Is we all tourists in this city
I
just
love when he
walking
says, like,
past.
see it now. Jeez.
No, I can see it now because you're gonna walk past a lot of Americans. Like that'll be.
Anna, thank you so
that'll
much.
be-
Thank you, Anna.
That'll be one of the only times you can go on a trip overseas and expect to see a lot of your contemporaries. Like think about it. Like we know these fans. We travel. We see them all the time.
Yeah.
So to see them in a whole nother country, it won't make it feel like. It gonna make it feel like a little piece of home.
Yeah.
Right? Because we won't be over there and don't know nobody. We gonna know somebody.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, that sounds like a really fun area to visit. Do we know where the stadium is? What's the stadium? Is it like a soccer stadium?
It's a
Oh, I
soccer
don't know
stadium.
what the name of the stadium is. This is where Real Madrid plays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's
Yeah,
going to be a
it's
sick
a stadium. Yeah,
No, it's a
legit thing,
huge,
yeah.
nice stadium.
Don't LeBron have a little stake in Madrid?
Does he? I think he does. I think Tampa. Does Tampa ownership?
No, LeBron has a stake in one of them big,
Yeah, I've
them
been
big
saying-
soccer teams.
I know Tampa owns, the owners there own a soccer team. I don't know if it's Real Madrid though.
That's cool, though. I'm excited for that. And just as a reminder, and as the producer of Get Loud, which is Fred's show,
Yes.
they have a live show coming up on Thursday, May 29th, where you can also get merch.
Yeah.
And your co-host is Michael Jenkins,
Michael Jenks.
who really carries that show. Really.
You know what?
Really carries it.
That's what he has to do, you know? At the end of the day, some days,
keeping you and Anna on track seems like a tall order.
yeah, it's never happened. We're never on track.
Well, all these suggestions from Anna, we need to get out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's a goal. We have a lot of fans that we know are going to go out and support the team. Of course, we have the best fans in football.
Yeah.
So Fred,
Yeah.
we need to get out there. We need to do a Get Loud from Madrid, Spain.
That's
right?
what
At
I'm
a tapas
saying.
bar.
And
right?
Dude, that'd
we
be
need to get out
sick,
there.
though.
Right,
While we
guys?
eat
need to
ham
do a
and drink
live podcast
sangria.
out there.
The ham
Yeah.
thing kind of caught me off guard.
Why?
I don't know. I just was not expecting
I was
them
going to
be-
ask her what is their dish that they're known for, but
Tapas
Well,
is,
I can say just like Japan is known for Japanese wagyu.
no, but you hear that their language is Spanish, so you saying to yourself, okay, Spanish. What does Spanish?
Well, the Spanish always deal in cattle.
What's so funny because you think South America.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at Spanish.
Don't think Mexican, like
but
tacos and burritos.
South America.
South
I'm
America.
from Miami, so
America.
our Spanish, they have some of the best food.
Yeah, it's so diverse
It
down there.
ain't just tacos. Mexicans is tacos.
When you
but
think
I'm saying
of South
Spanish.
America, think they run the world when it comes to beef. Beef.
But that's why it's like
cattle.
Argentina, right?
Yeah,
so that's why I was surprised when they said pork.
No,
I was just it kind of caught me off guard.
it's considered a cattle animal.
Oh, okay.
And they've been had it so long out there. Like, so at the end of the day, yes, anything people don't even understand. South America own a lot of the cattle in America.
Yeah.
Like,
It's interesting.
anytime you go to the Brazilian steakhouses,
Oh, yeah.
they showing you their repertoire of meat.
Yeah, but interesting because we think like Central America, South America, but Spain sounds like it's. I mean, obviously this is an ignorant American speaking, but its own thing, its own like. It
seems like the cradle.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it seems like the cradle.
But I mean, I can't wait to get out there and check it out, see some of that historic stuff that Anna recommended. Check the food out. It's always fun to go to a new area and watch a good football game.
It all depends too on how much time we have to do all that stuff. We get out there after work, man, and then you say to yourself, well.
Because I was like, oh, maybe I should take my wife on a vacation, be out there for a couple days. But if we're only out there for
if you're a man and you married and you do not take your wife on this trip, work or not, you are missing out. Like at the end of the day, this is.
Have you been? You've been before.
I've been to Barcelona, not Madrid. But when I say missing out, come on, you going to work, you got a little time to vacation. What better time than to have your mate out there? You know
But you
what
got
I'm
to think
saying?
about your kids too. So you ain't finna bring them. So wife got to stay home with the kids.
Might well bring the kids too.
But you're talking about talent. Like, what are you doing if you're a player?
That's what I'm saying.
Right, you need to stay focused.
Well, if you're a player,
DQ will have them
You ain't
focused.
doing nothing.
Well, I've been saying as a player, we went to Osaka, Japan and play.
Yeah.
We had time to tourist things.
Yeah.
And we had time to practice.
It depends on how long you're going to be out there for.
Yeah.
If you're out there for a week.
You're going to be out there for a week.
It's a regular season. Excuse me, it's a regular season game. Them guys ain't doing much. They might go out and walk down the street how they do anywhere else.
Sightsee.
But they ain't doing
a little
much
bit.
because preseason when we went to Japan, you had time to walk around. You knew you was going to be there longer than what you expect to be home during a week of a preseason game. During a regular season, my approach would be, look here, we ain't here to see none of these sights. You kick some behind, you come back on your own and see all you want to see. You see what I'm saying? Like that approach has to be.
But also, the team ain't gonna think like the team gonna be like, we need some team building exercises
They
while
ain't
we
finna
over
be
here.
doing a whole lot.
I
though, Fred.
promise you, they gonna be out.
That's what I'm saying. As a team, they might go out to one
as a team,
spot.
they're gonna be out.
But it ain't gonna be like, all right, we got the night off. Y'all go and have fun.
Ooh,
no,
dangerous.
No,
Dangerous, man.
Watch what I tell you.
We gonna see.
Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see.
Dude, I can't wait to see. It's going to be so fun. I can't wait for this year, man. After talking through those games, man, I'm incredibly excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm also like, I really want to see them take on what's been, presented to them. Like, look, man.
But that's why it's exciting.
This is what we feel. This is what we think of you guys. Now, what are you going to do with it?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think they asked for it.
Yeah.
When you go out and win 12 plus games, go to the NFC Championship.
And I feel more, trying to use the best word for this. I think this is the perfect staff to have this kind of a schedule. Just knowing how Dan Quinn preach about the culture that they have here, what they expect who they expect to be every time they step on the field. Like the way they approach the games, I would want to see them with this kind of record. I don't think no team that I was on, I would want to see us with this kind of schedule. Because I know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we wouldn't have been prepared and ready. I just feel like he has a way about going about, the way they do things that's different from any other coach that I've seen here. Well,
he raised
and
the
you
floor.
hear it in the players every time they come and they reciting everything that he said. Like, and that's almost like to the point that where like they all bought in. They all buy into what he's preaching, and that's why you see the play shows up the way it do.
Dude, 100%. And again, I think that's why it's exciting. It's going to take everything that we learned about the team last year and test it a little bit more. And those good teams,
But they raised the floor.
Yeah.
They raised the floor of the team, and they knew they had to raise the floor, and they did that with mostly protection.
Yeah. So obviously we're excited, and we're also excited for that live show this Friday, right? May 23rd, Tom's Watch Bar, Navy Yard. Surprise guests. We're giving away merch. We are stoked to be out in the community doing those shows, and it's great for you guys to come out.
Yeah.
So if you got some time, Friday night,
Navy Yard.
It's great food,
You
great
probably
drinks.
already going to be going to the Nats game.
Yeah.
Stop through.
Bring me a couple of ballparks from a Nats game.
Hey, you know what? We was talking about this on Get Loud. Best stadium food in sports. I say hand down baseball. It's the smells. It's the smells.
You just told Jason Steak.
No, that's how I always feel.
He said something about it last week too.
No, he said it last week on the pod when Fletch was here.
But he also said, but you said it the week prior. You said
this isn't a hot take.
But
like, we're not the only ones that say
and all this
no,
stuff.
the variety.
I understand. I'm just saying, like,
that's what I'm talking about.
I've been saying it, but Fred's been saying it. I'm sure a lot of people
a long time.
Northwest Stadium is going to step up this year. I've seen some of the things they're doing. So these football stadiums are starting to bring it.
No, the football stadium. When we went to Las Vegas, to the Raiders Stadium, they were serving stuff from a 5-star restaurant.
Say, you eating a meal like you was sitting down at damn
steak and potatoes. I'm seeing people with.
Was it up in the on the floor level, right?
So
it was the end zone suite.
Like the party.
Yeah. I had never seen a menu look like that. But one thing I can say about a baseball stadium is you smell the smells when you walk in the door. Like it's just in your face.
I feel like baseball has to have good food because
it's so slow.
Yeah. I like baseball, but it is slow.
It's the slow sport.
Yeah,
I should have asked that question the other day, man. Yeah, I'm slipping, man.
What? What's questions?
No, I was going to ask Zimmerman them like the part of like as a player, do you feel like as a fan watching baseball? I'm like, bro, these innings taking forever. How do you feel as a player in a game?
Good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
think
didn't ask that question.
Pace their whole life.
I think they get used to
it's like, bro, like sunflower seeds are their best friend. Gotta be. Like you gotta have something to do. Yeah. Outfield, infield, dugout, you name it.
Yeah.
I love baseball, so I'm going to defend it. But like if you're a player up there, you live and die on every pitch.
Yeah.
Right? As a fan, it's like, that's nothing.
You can't tell me.
But like you're locked in on every single pitch.
They
and
play
it's
160 games, man. They can't be locked in on every play.
If you're a great like Ryan Zimmerman, you are.
Yeah.
Defensively, you have to be because that ball is coming at you. Right?
And
Third base,
that means you play every game anyway.
Any pitch is coming at you. And as a batter, you need to see it so you know what you're doing next time you're watching every pitch to know what to hit.
Since this guy got into the league, it's crazy. You know how you just see certain guys, you be like, damn, he's something unique about him.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts.
I'm going to one-up you with a De La Cruz.
I like De La Cruz too. But I'm saying Mookie Betts, he reminds me of the guy that played in Philly. What's the shortstop played in Philly? Black guy.
Rollins, Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins. They have that. It's like, what about them that got them to play at this level for so long? And then you look back.
Because they multiple sports guys.
No, I was going to say that. Mookie Betts played everything in high school.
Football, baseball, basketball.
Well, in high school, he couldn't play football. His mom wouldn't let him play football. Yeah. So they said he was the best all-around athlete at their school, like in everything, dominated. His mom wouldn't let him play football, so he told the coach, hey, I want to be the manager. I serve the water. He said you would come to a football game, a varsity football game, the best athlete in the state is out there. He's the water boy of the football team.
That's crazy.
Like he didn't see it as being a problem. He wanted to be around the game so much. He wanted to be a manager.
That's crazy.
I'm a big James Woods fan. We got a superstar brewing in the nation's capital right now. He from Maryland. Mm-hmm. I think he's 6'5", 240. You got to see this dude, Santana.
Baseball player.
When I say he runs the bases like he 5'2", 110, all right?
Scooting.
He is, you know how Randy Moss used to run. Yeah. Just long strides. Yeah. I'm finna chew this up. I'm not finna work hard. I'm not looking like I'm digging. And then when he rips that thing, he hit one the other day. I think it just came down an hour ago. When I say be ripping it, James Woods.
So tell me this, and I know we getting off topic real quick, and I don't want to be too long-winded with it.
Yeah.
So did you think what's the guy name was played here that went to the Yankees? Soto?
Yeah, Juan Soto.
Did you think when he signed that deal with the Mets, just something was going to happen that everybody's going to question it once the season started, right?
They already question.
So you see how they question it now already? I know it's early, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I be like, bro, like how do you... Because, like, I don't want to leave something that's already great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get paid for being here and then go next door.
Yeah.
And just the whole get up about their organization is nothing like where you just came from.
Now you the solo anchor. You the solo anchor with the Mets. Over here,
you got Judge, you got so many other guys.
Did you see that batting order?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, you got so many other guys you can hide. You can basically hide yourself in a
group of guys.
A team of great players instead of going and being just that single player that everybody comes to see.
When the Mets put that 500, when they put that 500.
Baseball salaries, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, baseball salaries are crazy. But what you're talking about, Santana, like when when you're in a lineup like that,
Yeah.
a pitcher, right? You're talking about every pitch, right?
Yeah.
If they see Juan Soto come up and there's a guy behind him you're not too afraid of, like I'm gonna try and just paint the edges. I'm gonna be like very careful.
Yeah.
But if like it's Soto and then Aaron Judge, well, I can't walk Soto because then Judge comes up and
they're gonna be +1.
And then if there's a guy behind him, like
just gotta pitch to every person.
you got to throw a strike to him. So at some point it goes out. So it's hard for baseball players who are superstars on teams without that protection in the lineup to produce right away.
As a football guy and as a guy who just understands, like, you know, like, bro, why put that pressure on me? Don't get me wrong. I think he's a hell of a player that he can play with whatever pressure.
He was just waiting on that payday.
But but he was going to get the same amount of money. It probably was a year or two added to it, but it was the same kind of money. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Oh man, I just hate the fact that he's going through. I just hate the fact that they're talking about it like that.
It's only the first year. I mean, he's going to be there for a long time. You hope the team would build around him.
What's the other dude there at the Mets? Peter, the other dude, he's pretty good.
They had a pretty good team last year too. Like, the Mets did have a pretty good team last year.
And you're hoping that over this however many years,
they
12
build
years
around him.
They're eventually going to build around him. I mean, would you guys like sign a long contract for like 10 years? It's a lot of money. It's like, all right, well, we're going to be bad for the first 2, but they're going to build around me.
So as a receiver, I won't, because I'm not going to go somewhere where they're running the ball and the quarterback is an option quarterback and say, all right, we're finna sign you for all the money in the world, but you're going to be a receiver here. They're going to be ready to boot me up out of there in a year because my number's going to drop. You see what I'm saying? So you have to think about it like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand baseball is different. It's about you swinging that bat and being whoever you is out there in the field. So I'm sure as a single player, he's like, man, I'm going to go out there and be great. But collectively, if you don't have the guys in place, then, you know, when the team's not looking good, it's going to fall on you. You see what I'm saying? You can hit all the home runs in the world, but if your team ain't winning, you know.
Mike Trout.
Yeah. Michael Jordan.
Listen,
Mike Jordan got off to a phenomenal start, but they wasn't winning.
He is the most popular baseball player, Mike Trout, that could ever walk through a mall and nobody know who he is.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, he's one of the biggest names.
Very, very normal. Yeah,
he's first of all, he sells himself as very normal.
Yeah.
Second of all, he's not a hurrah guy. Third of all, he ain't played enough playoff games for people to know truly his face.
Baseball's a wild sport.
It is.
So it's
a rich sport too. It's a rich sport.
Oh,
so like when I say that, like in the inner city, we ain't got enough money for bats and shoes and gloves and all that stuff.
It's the field.
You know what I mean?
You need 9 people to play it. You need the field. You can't just it's not like basketball or soccer. You can just go around, kick, shoot the ball.
Obviously, my son is in that age group now, and I was talking to one of his friends' dads who, baseball guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we got, private hitting lessons on this day. We got throwing lessons on this day. I just bought him a new glove on this day. I got to do my my tuition for my travel team now. And I was like, got to take out a more
because it's all skill.
Football's starting to be like that too.
With the 7-on-7. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money this year on 7-on-7.
First of all, I ain't had a vacation in 2 years. Right? Because this time of year is taken away from me. My daughter's my son. It's nonstop. If it ain't her, it's him. Houston this weekend with her. All right. Then I had to go to D Green.
Your daughter's older though. Your daughter,
she's 17.
Yeah, so she's in that age.
Well, she's 16, finna turn 17.
But
she's
it makes sense to be doing that now. But
all right, don't mean to jump in one more time. I'm going to end the show on a promo for us. Command Center. Did you guys know Tress Way throwing out the first pitch?
For the Nets?
Yep. So on Command Center, which comes out after the show, so we're not spoiling anything by talking about it now, we are going to have you guys try throwing a baseball pitch. 60 feet, 6 inches. Can you throw a strike? It's not easy. So all 3 of you are going to try that today.
Okay. You do not want none of Smootland Ryan. I'm throwing gas. All right? I'm throwing gas.
Dude, how is it always? You can't, I'd be like, my first inclination was like, damn, I haven't thrown a baseball in forever. And you're like, I'm going to throw a strike. Like, first thing, like, the confidence, man, is wild.
Throw his damn arm. I showed
I don't know. But it's like, no, it's going to be right. Like, it's a field goal thing. Like, when, if you guys see this, it's on YouTube. So Fred came in, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm a really good field goal kicker. And then Maddie wrote me into like kicking field goals, and I kicked in high school. Like I played soccer at a Division I.
In the airport, I was the holder.
Yeah. So Fred comes in, and he is so confident. He's like, I can kick 35-yard field goal, and I was like, really? Like, I haven't kicked forever. And Fred's like, I got it. It's going in right down the middle. Janikowski, whatever. I'm doing it. And we get out there.
Smoothakowski.
I was nervous all the way up until I saw you kick it. And then it just went.
You were like,
I was like, I got
this. Because I see you say, you know what? I'm finna go 1970 head. Because you kicked it like you had one of them toe boots on.
I kicked it like a soccer kick.
I tried to kick it like a kicker.
Yeah, you kick it with a toe. You kicked it with your toe.
Yeah, man.
In the J's.
In J's.
Which is a crazy move.
Yeah. Did you even have cleats on?
I had these shoes on.
Even more reason why I should have won. He just put them Tubman 2s up there. Yeah, I had these on.
These are my run around shoes.
And they got grass in the bottom.
They got a ton of grass. They got a ton of grass.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. This is what we deal with all the time with this dude.
I was coaching football this morning. It was a wet field, got some grass in there. You know what I mean?
I understand, man.
Sorry, Jason. That's two S words.
Yeah.
Fred brings it out of me in a bad way. All right, let's go do it for today's show. Please make sure you come to the live show. It's happening this Friday. We really love to see you there.
It's going down.
And Fred's got a live show coming up on the 29th. So make sure you check that out also. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We love interacting with you. That's gonna do it for today.
Commanders, we outside.